Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Your IT Learning. As I promised, I will come up with another interview preparation video for business analysts. So this is part two. So let me present my screen and we can start the discussion. In the meantime, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. I come up with some really important videos or educational videos around business analyst, scrum master, product owner, quality assurance. So you will go definitely going to love that. And if you have not checked the playlist on my YouTube channel, please do check. There's other videos around the same topics. So let's start. Interview preparation for business analyst number two, key questions and model answers. So table of content. Today we're going to talk about what is the role of a business analyst, type of requirements a business analyst gather, business analyst in SDLC, software development lifecycle, elicitation techniques, handling conflicts, use cases versus activity diagram, user story example, and agile versus waterfall. These are a couple of things which always come around as a business analyst, and these are very important questions in your interview as well. So starting with role of a business analyst. What is the primary role of a business analyst? In a simple words, I say a business analyst acts as a bridge between stakeholders and technical team. So your IT team, analyzing business needs, documenting requirements, and ensuring solution meet business objectives. So a business analyst is a person who talks to the stakeholders, gather the requirements, once he gathers the requirement, he creates the user story. Once the user story is complete, a user story can take, a week, few days, or maybe months to be complete. A common question asked on my YouTube channel is like when you feel the user story is complete. As long as you feel, you have enough information in the user story to bring in front of your team, discuss with them, and you can clarify everything, then it feels like your user story is complete. So a business analyst gathers the requirement from the stakeholder, subject matter expert, put that one in a user stories, bring that one into the team. Once he brings into the team, this user story needs to be gone through, refinement session, grooming session, planning session. Once it goes through all these meetings, then it goes to the sprint. Once the sprint starts, the developer develops it, the quality assurance test it, and then you as a business analyst will going to test it on a high level because at the end of the day, you have to provide the demo to the stakeholders or the business. So as I said, they gather the requirements they gather the requirements from stakeholders, bring it to the technical teams, and then get it done. Types of requirements. So what is the difference between business requirement and functional requirement? Business requirement define high level business need. Okay. So you will have a BRD document as well, which will define the high level business need, while the functional requirement describes how the system should behave to meet those needs. Okay. So this is very important question. A lot of time is being asked, like, what is the difference between business and the functional needs? So that's the way you describe that one. Couple of times people also ask you, what is the difference between a functional requirement and a non-functional requirement? That is different, okay? But this question focuses on more about business and functional needs. So business requirement, high level requirement, while the functional requirement describes how the system should behave. Adding to that one, I will say is if someone says what is non-functional requirement? So functional requirement is how the system behaves. Non-functional requirement is how well the system performs. So take an example, like how quickly the system works. So functional requirement in the case of withdrawing money will be you go to the ATM, put your ATM card, withdraw the money. Non-functional requirement will be during taking out the money, how quickly you take out the money, how the system is performing. Giving another example. So functional requirement you will be a car brings you from point A to point B. Non-functional requirement will be how was the journey, how quickly it accelerated, what was the braking time, and all those things which makes your drive a luxury, or it brings you from point A to point B, but how the drive was. BA in SDLC. SDLC is Software Development Lifecycle. Where does a BA fit into Software Development Lifecycle? A BA practices from initiation phase to post deployment, handling requirement gathering, which is the first step, documentation of that requirement, validating those requirements with the stakeholders, and then bringing those requirements to their development team, get it done from the developer, test it with the QA, and then provide a demo as to the stakeholders to confirm that whatever was being asked is being created. The next question comes is, what elicitation techniques do you use as a business analyst? There is variety of techniques. Most of the requirement comes through your subject matter expert, business, and through different ways. Maybe a requirement might come through email to you. Maybe you were talking to the subject matter expert in another meeting and he provided you a high level requirements over there. So basically, the techniques used to gather the requirements are interviews. Okay, you set up an interview with a stakeholder or subject matter expert or a business to gather those requirements, setting up workshops, document analysis. Workshops are like where you have to gather the requirements from multiple people who has the same knowledge about that requirement. Document analysis, maybe something was analyzed before and then you are being asked to analyze the documents and do the improvements. Observation, maybe you're working on one of your requirement and then you observe that, yeah, this is something which can be changed. Prototyping are commonly used to gather requirements. So these are different ways by which you can gather the requirement, elicit the requirements. Handling conflicts, it is, yeah, when you work in a team, you will definitely have conflicts within your team, outside your team. So it is very important as a business analyst to make sure you have a good understanding within your team and you have a healthy environment to work in. How do you handle conflicting stakeholders requirement? You can say, I facilitate discussion, use prioritization framework, and ensure alignment with business goals to reach consensus. So take an example. Two stakeholders comes to you. They both have different requirements. Which requirement you will going to work on first? So you can say you will going to work on the requirement according to your roadmap or business goals. So think about it. A stakeholder came, he is providing you the requirement for the online chat. Another person, a stakeholder came and he said, I want to add a rewards page. So you'll go on your roadmap for 2026 or whichever year you are working on, 2025, and then you will going to analyze what are the things it's prioritized. So is the online chat is higher than the rewards or not? And maybe take an example, if both are not on the roadmap, then you will bring those requirements, you will ask the stakeholders to bring those requirements to the leadership or into the intake meeting where you can where they will going to talk about what they need from the team, why they need it, and then everyone in the meeting, leadership and others will decide if that is justifiable or not. See, it's very important. At the end of the day, you have to do the work, but you have to do the work as per the roadmap. Every company has a roadmap. They have something in their mind, the things they should work on, so they have return on investment quickly. Use cases versus activity diagram. What is the difference between a use case and an activity diagram? Use case diagrams show system interaction with user, while activity diagrams detail the workflow and process steps. So, take an example. You go to an ATM. So, in case of a use case diagram, it will be shown the arrows. You will be standing on one side, the arrow will be going towards the ATM. So this is how the use case diagram is shown. While the activity diagram, it details the workflow and the process steps. What are the steps it will take in withdrawing the money from the ATM. So when you gather the requirement, you have to write the requirements. So the requirements are gathered in the user story. So if a question comes to you, how you gather the requirements, or can you provide some examples of a user story? So as a customer, I want so that. So the user story mostly is always in the flow of as a, I want so that. So as a customer, I want to receive order confirmation email so that I can verify my purchase. Or as a registered user, I want to log into the application using my email and password so that I can access my personalized dashboard securely. As a bank employee or as a bank customer, I want to log on to my bank portal so I can check my balance, or I can apply for a debit card, or I can block my debit card. So these are kind of user stories examples you can give. Next comes is what is agile versus waterfall. Wherever you will going to work in an IT industry, either you will be working in agile or a waterfall methodology. 99.9% is agile, because the agile is easy, which I will discuss over here. You can adapt to it. So Agile is ideal for evaluating requirements. Frequently feedback, speed and flexibility is prioritized. In Agile, you are also able to see a finished product very quickly within 2 weeks, which is a sprint time. Waterfall suits well-defined sequential process, where you will not be changing the requirements so quickly. So that's the way it is. If someone asks you, do you prefer agile or waterfall? It's not about the business analyst or my or product owner what they feel is good. It's actually what the project is will going to align to. Couple of projects will align to agile where the requirements are changing very quickly. Couple of projects where we're going to align waterfall where we know that we have done this 100,000 times before. Take an example of creating an aircraft. Boeing knows it from step one to the end how the aircraft will be created. So they can work in a waterfall. But agile is where the requirements keeps on changing. And most of the companies do use agile as compared to waterfall. So I really appreciate you guys watching my YouTube channel and go staying with me to review the questions for business analyst interview. I will definitely going to bring another video as well, business analyst interview questions number 3. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I really request please subscribe.